Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is November the 10th, 2024, and yesterday I went to the Moncton stamp show. I bought a few things. I showed you at the end of that video an overview of some of the things that I got. Today I want to go in a little bit more in depth on two of the items that I got. One of them I won in the auction. The other I got from a stack of nationwide sets or different collections that you could buy individually. I got a deal on that, so I was going to show you those. I do have a bag of stamps that I got from the 10-cent books. I'm gonna have to wait and show you those a little bit later. Most of them are for future giveaways. There are some other things that I bought too that are for giveaways. I touched on a couple things in yesterday's video, but there was a few individual items that I thought I might show you before I get to the auction items and things like that. Make sure if you're finding me for the first time, you subscribe, you like, you leave a positive comment, and you put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any of the things like the live streams that sometimes pop up. I do have a every Saturday live stream that is scheduled, but every once in a while, I do another one. So you want to make sure you don't miss out. All right, this is one of those items that I found. So it's first day cover-ish, but I really like the shape of the stamp. As some of you know, I am really into different shape stamps. So these Norfolk Island shape stamps really caught my attention. So I got that for $1. I thought I couldn't miss out on that. The other thing that I got too, which I thought was interesting, there was this airmail envelope that had been sent out. And so the gentleman that I went to, the dealer that I went to, he has all this first day covers, older mail, stamps that were just torn off of packages and things like that, and he was selling those either at 20 cents a stamp or $1 for first day cover. So this particular one was sent as $1, and so I really liked some of the older stamps that were on that, so I thought I'd pick that up as well. This is one of those things that was 20 cents a stamp, so it is just a cover of someone sent something from Australia. I need to make sure that I'm saying that correct, that it was Australia, not New Zealand. No, it is New Zealand, so excuse me. These New Zealand Lord of the Rings stamps. So I really enjoyed the Lord of the Rings, and to get some of these stamps was really nice. So I'm gonna soak this off the page and add those to my collection. Then there was this envelope that caught my attention too. All of these British Virgin Islands art stamps. There's also one with the Queen on there. This was a registered envelope, as you can see on the back, that was never claimed. It was from 2008. And so 16 years later, it has ended up here. Now, one of the things that was fascinating about this is because it was never claimed, it was returned to sender. They never picked it up either. And so I've covered up the address, even though the address is 16 years old. I thought what I might do is open it up and see what's inside. If the cover is covered in stamps, maybe there's something stamp related inside. So we're gonna do that in a little bit too. So I'll put that aside and we'll do that maybe at the end of the video to see what's inside of it. Now at the auction, I got this Reebok shoebox. It says a worldwide mix with some covers inside. I paid $7 for it, and you can see inside, looks like this. So I thought we might go through, see some of the things that are hidden in there, see what sort of treasures we have found. There were some really other amazing things at the auction. I wasn't willing to pay the price for some of them. Some of them were early on, and I thought, well, if I paid for it now, maybe I wouldn't have enough to pay for something else later on down the road. So I let it go, and then it let me have enough money at the end, at least to get this, which I'm happy about. Some of the things that I missed out on that I was hoping to get was a book, a stock book that was filled with Easter and Christmas seals. As some of you know, I've done a little bit of collection on that and done some videos on it. So I was hoping to add that to it, but it passed by. It went for more than I wanted to pay. There was a red box filled with sequenced Belgian stamps. I thought, what a great deal that went for over $30. Still probably went as a bargain in what it was. There was a New Zealand collection. There was a Russian collection, all things that I bid on. There was a few more British sorted stamps. There was some Canadian sorted stamps that I thought might be good for just trading and giveaways. But it all passed by. And for $7, that's what I spent at the auction. So let's go through this one and see some of the things that are in here. We won't go through everything, But there are packets of duplicate stamps that are in here. Maybe that's what I'll start with. There is a glassine of stamps, so I won't take them all out individually. There are some Monctons. There's actually quite a few Monctons in here, and duplicates, which is nice because I have something in the works. So to get these ones, Scottish ones, and I believe there's some other ones in here too. There are some Queen Elizabeth early stamps in there as well. We've even got some revenue postage. And I love how they are already sorted, so that saves me a lot of time. But I know there are people that collect these things, and so it'll be great to use for trading and some upcoming videos that I have already in the works. Oh, it's an empty one. So we've got some Welsh stamps here as well in the Moncton series. Some of these are doubling up too, so you're not seeing all of them, but there's a whole bunch more Monctons. I want to get some of the other things in this box too, so it's not everything, but a lot of the older Queen Elizabeth ones. Someone certainly had a real good collection of this. One of the nice things about the auctions, because there are dealers there, that some of the dealers use the auction as a way to get rid of some of their extra supply of things that maybe they've been not selling quickly. And so rather than holding on to abundance of stock, they put it through the auction. And we can get a really good deal that way. So instead of me paying 10 cents a stamp for all of this through a book or something, I've managed to land everything for $7. And then there are some more Monctons. So there's a lot of that. There was this mini booklet inside. Someone said, wrote Pakistan in it. It's all glassines, but there are no, oh, I was gonna say there are no stamps, but there are a few stamps hidden in the back. I didn't know. I thought that this was gonna be a blank book. That might be it for it though. Some of the pages are stuck together, but yeah, there's a couple stamps in there, but mostly an empty book. There's another booklet. This one, there's a stamp in there. I don't know how many other stamps there are. Let's have a quick go through, see if I can find anything else. These pages are stuck together too. Oh, there's some Norwegian stamps. Variety in there of Australia and Jamaica, just a mixture. So there are a few stamps in this old booklet. So what this person did at one point in time, had written Belgium and put all the Belgian stamps in one glassine, and then did the same thing for each country. So they weren't sorted by Scott value, they were just sorted by countries. And the pages, you can see, are all glued together. There's Sweden. It's just been around a long time. So there might be some nice finds in there when I go through individually. Then there were some first day covers. Ghana, Bermuda. We've got some American ones. Some of them were just envelopes, but they're all the same. Canadian Lung Association, but a Canadian stamp. Another first day cover from Ghana. So this person had a bit of a Ghana first day cover collection. So These could be saved as first day covers. They could be soaked off and you could have the stamps. That'd be another option. Some people would cringe if you said that. First day covers really aren't that as collectible these days. If you go to buy a new stamp first day cover, just regular postage in Canada, it costs about $2. A lot of places sell the older first day covers for about $1 each, getting rid of. So the value isn't there in them these days. But if you were collecting stamps of Ghana and there were ones you were missing, this might be a way to get them. Not Ghana. There are some of these envelopes. Some have stamps on them, some of them do not. There's another Ghana. Those are Ghana stamps that someone sent on a letter, so there's a bunch of those. So I would say that this dealer was getting rid of their Ghana as well as their Moncton collection. And then just at the end, hidden envelope, there are a few stamps that have fallen out of a packet or something. And then there was this envelope. These ones actually, I'll lay out on the table in front of me to see. There's a bunch of different stuff in there. I think another good find maybe even. So I'll put the other things away in the box to clean up the table in front. While I do that, I'll sort these and you can see what there is. I'm quite surprised what was in that little envelope. I thought it was going to be a couple stamps. There was quite a few more. These nice big Polish ones were in there. These map ones from Venezuela. So if you're into maps, these would be interesting. And then the next section, if you're squeamish about the human form, I would say fast forward to later on, but somebody had a collection of art that was all the human form. Now, some of these are CTOs. Go through relatively quickly here, but a lot of these stamps I hadn't seen. Now, it had made me wonder when I was looking through some other books whether this might be an interesting topic to do at some point in time, or whether that would be too racy for YouTube. But here you can see there is a large variety of stamps that have come out from different countries. And once again, a lot of CTOs, but about artwork. And so this person had collected quite a few. So, like I've said many times, there are topics on everything out there. And so all of this was in one little envelope. I'm pretty happy with the purchase of $7 from auction for all of that stuff. There's going to be lots of stuff I can use there in future giveaways to bolster my current collection and topics that we can talk about in the future. So that is great. The other thing that I got was this collection of Great Britain. It says $24.75 on it. I didn't pay that. I paid less, which was nice. What I do like about these collections, I like the sheets. I would love to have color sheets of these for everything that I do. I know that's a little unrealistic probably to think about, or be very expensive to do. So what I want to do is quickly go through this. I'm not going through super detail. This is how I'm going to go through it. You'll see there are a few stamps in there. There are stamps on both sides of the pages. There are some pages that have very little. There are some that have quite a few. What I do like about these two is they're already in Scott number order. So if I was to go through my father's collection, I could see which ones he was missing and be easy to replace some of them. Some of these earlier ones, of course, he does already have. But it's kind of nice. And then I can have the duplicates taken out for trade. Still a lot of work to be done. I'm trying to find the time is not always easy to do that. So some of these things get just piled up into the office with the thought at some point we will get to them. You can see some of the Monctons that are starting there in 1967. And some of the older Queen ones that were in that box I got from the auction. They're also showing up in here. You can see if they have duplicates, they put the duplicates underneath. So there's a few of those. Some large Monctons there. A very complete set from 70-71. So really good amount here. And there were certain things that were in this particular collection that I was looking for, and that's why I jumped on it to buy it. Now, I didn't buy it early on when I saw it. I left myself room at the auction just to see what was there, what I might potentially get, like that large stamp. But when I only won the one item from the auction, I decided I would go back, put an offer in on this, and it was accepted, so here we are. And here in Canada, especially in the East Coast, a lot of people collect Canadian and US stamps, but a lot of Commonwealth and Great Britain. So I'm very happy to be able to find some of these. My father's collection in Great Britain goes up to about the year 2000, 2004, somewhere in that range. And then that's kind of where his source material for stamp collecting dried up, and then his health and things became an issue. And so I'm hoping some of these, now we're still in the 90s here, but some of these will fill in some gaps that he might have had. And if these go beyond that, then I definitely will fill in some gaps. But thematically, if I look through some of these, some of the things that I want to do in the future, there's lots of royals in here, there's Christmas stamps, there's maps, there's mushrooms and animals, and so many things to talk about here in the future. Lighthouses there that I just passed. It's interesting, the stamps, especially here in the last few years, are all kind of these squares. That was the way they went. Those nice face painting stamps from 2001. Okay, we've got some nice rectangles. So it's getting a little bit more sparse into the years that kind of my father would have been looking for, where his collection stopped. There's Maleficent and Captain Hook down there. And then we get into some more Monctons. This is kind of where I'm going to stop though, but you see all the Monctons that are in this collection? There are a lot. And if you're catching on to it, there's something coming. That shows you a couple things that I got at the auction and got at the stamp show that are a little bit more in-depth. I'm sure some of you have already caught on about a future video that is in the works and coming, and stuff I'm building towards. For those of you who haven't watched Stamp of the Month yet, you do want to go and do that if you want to be a part of the giveaway this month. It's on pop culture. So go watch that video, put in the comment that I asked you to put in, or the word that I asked you to put in. You can put it in however way you want to put your comment, but make sure that word is in there so you can be entered to be a part of the draw middle of the month. So somewhere between the 15th and the 20th, I'll be doing the draw on it. Probably not the 15th because that is a day that I have something else going on. That leads us to this mystery envelope that was sent off. Very curious to see what's inside of it, so I thought I would leave it to the end to open it up and figure out what's going on. As I've paper clipped this side, I'm going to open it from the bottom and see what's in there. So use my trusty letter opener. Go carefully so I don't tear any of the stamps on the front. See what's inside. All right, it doesn't look like it's stamps inside. This came from the British Virgin Islands. Paperclip might be holding it in. So inside, kind of disappointing. Celebrity cruise itinerary of some information you might get. 50% off this. What's happening at the drinks of the day, who's going to be on event, what time shows are going on. Yeah, so nothing stamp related. Somebody went on a cruise, filled it in this, but really what they were doing were they were sending these stamps, I guess. It's strange to send these stamps in a registered envelope and not have it opened, but that's what they did. So happy to get the stamps anyways, even if I was disappointed with what was in the envelope. Oh well, can't all be cash prizes inside or secret stashes that boggle the imagination. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching what's going on here. Tomorrow there will be another stamp episode showing what someone sent me, well, from Stephen from Australia sent me for a late birthday present, and Ida Marie in Maryland to send something. Tomorrow is also Remembrance Day, so I'm going to show you the new Canada Post stamp that came out on October 28th for Remembrance Day, because I didn't do that. And then I'm going to finish by showing you the 4 new Christmas holiday seasonal stamps that have just come out this past week. And they're pretty interesting. If you've got a black light, it makes a big difference with these stamps. All right, that's it for now. You guys stay tuned and have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?